Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining our webinar today. This product that we're just releasing is something that is relatively new to EVS. We've been playing with it within our client base, but it's something that we're really looking to push out through the Mass 500 VAR channel, actually the whole Sage VAR channel. So it's really very exciting for us. So what we're going to do for the next 20 to 30 minutes is talk about better than SaaS. So what we noticed in the market, and since we sell nationally, we sell our process manufacturing solution through many Mass 500 resellers, we have the benefit of really seeing what's going on in the market, not just in our local economy, but throughout the country. And some of the things that we really noticed were that one is, even though the economy is down, people still need to they still need to improve the ERP. People are finding that just having a QuickBooks or just having a Peachtree or a low-end system that does accounting isn't really helping them. There's so many benefits to having a fully integrated ERP. So one is that people still have a need. The second is that they don't want to pay one lump sum, right? Because the economy the way it is, people don't necessarily want to spend $50,000 in a software, another $50,000 on implementation, on up. The economy is a little bit soft. People want to hold on to their cash, but they need the benefits of ERP. And what they're also noticing is there's a lot of other types of software that can be used in a monthly payment plan, right? You can buy Salesforce.com. You can do various applications where you pay X amount per month to effectively lease the software, just use the software. So why can't this happen with ERP? Okay, so that's really what we're seeing throughout the marketplace, the ERP marketplace. So we, EVS said, how do we make Mass 500 fit this model? So let's first define what SaaS is. SaaS is really a combination of, it's really kind of a financing mechanism. It second of all allows people to use software, whether it's licensed or whether it's typically a rental model. And then there's a services piece, or the delivery piece. So we have software that's delivered to us through the internet or through the cloud to our computers, and then we can use it. In the SaaS type model, typically you're not going to be installing the software and hardware and all that stuff on your computer, on your servers. Okay, so that's software as a service. Software as a service has huge benefits. Anybody who's used Salesforce.com or any of the other types of kind of vertical SaaS offerings, huge benefits. The first and foremost, which is attractive to a lot of people in the market, is this monthly payment. It's kind of like your electric bill or your rent bill. Hey, I got to pay my SaaS bill every month versus a huge capital outlay. The second benefit is a shorter deployment time of software. I know there's a lot of Mass 500 resellers on the phone. When you don't have to worry about installing the software, getting it working, getting all the clients and all the software and all the clients, all these types of things, it's actually a much shorter deployment time. And typically we see a 10 to 15% decrease in the deployment or implementation phase by using this better than SaaS model. Software updates are managed by provider. There's no additional hardware to purchase. Again, the software is delivered through the cloud. So they don't have to buy servers. They don't have to buy SQL licenses. They don't have to buy these other things. And multi-OS compatibility. This is one of the things that became very important to us at Escape Velocity Systems because we're a Mac shop. Everybody in our firm uses Macintosh computers. So being able to, so we're sympathetic to people who want to have the cool effect of having Macs or whatever other operating system and still be able to run applications. So, applications like Salesforce and these other SaaS offerings pretty are agnostic to operating systems. And there's always the less exposure to business continuity, right? If you have all your data in one place and a flood or a tornado or a fire or something happens, the continuity is in jeopardy. Right? So by having this stuff in the clouds, by having a good provider of the software, you're always going to get your backups. Hardware fails are typically going to be taken care of much faster than if you had it locally, and you just have less infrastructure that you have to worry about. So these are the real benefits of SaaS. And these are the things that anytime you go read about, what SaaS offers and why people are so interested in it, it's these types of things that make it very attractive for people. So, why is ERP not really taking hold of this SaaS model? And so Gartner kind of did the research like they do about everything else, and they said because of the complexity of ERP suites, that it's just too much complexity for a SaaS offering. At this point, the ERP SaaS suite offerings are still immature. Okay, so basically what they're saying is things like Salesforce, things like payroll, different bits and pieces of your ERP can be in a SaaS model, but at this point, the ERP space is too complex for a SaaS suite offering. Okay, but let's talk about why SaaS, some of the pitfalls of SaaS, because this is what you typically don't see. We as a former Salesforce.com user realize some of these pitfalls of SaaS, and you don't really know about them until kind of the end. But let's talk about some of them as they relate to ERP, right? So limited depth and breadth for ERP. We focus in process manufacturing, very, very specific, very complex. If you take a very generic ERP, you're not going to get the depth and breadth that you require. The purpose of an ERP is to give you functionality from shop floor all the way to back office. Every aspect of your organization, and unless the ERP software that's hosted has all those capabilities, you're only seeing a small percentage benefit from your ERP system. Not only that, but also limited customization capabilities. And the reason this is because your data, your ERP data, is stored with a lot of other people's ERP data in the same database, right? So if you want to change something, it's going to affect everybody else on there. So it's not my company needs this, therefore I'm going to put it in my ERP. What you see in ERP systems like NetSuite and some of the other SaaS models is that they say, well, we're not going to put it in there because it's not good for everybody. So you're kind of one of many in a true SaaS environment. Limited integration capabilities. So if you want to integrate your ERP to another system, maybe PLCs on your shop floor, or any other industry-specific custom database that you've created specifically for your company, very, very difficult to integrate a true SaaS ERP with these other extraneous things. And there's also no option to run the software locally. So if you're on, NetSuite is one of the few SaaS models that have actually survived out there for ERP. So I'll use that as my example. If you say, well, it's fine using it over the web, but you know what? There's some reason I'm building a data center. There's some reason I want to have this in my facility. You don't have that option. And here's the thing that the next point: when you move off the SaaS system, you do not own the database. You lose your data. This is one thing that we found painfully true when we moved off of Salesforce.com into SalesLogix by Sage. What we found is they gave us some data exports. They're kind of cryptic, didn't give us all our data. And so we were effectively starting over with our new conversion. So really, on these systems, you're really held hostage. They can't give you your database because the database has other companies' data in it as well. So the best you can expect is some reasonable data exports, which, for CRM and things like that, it's a little bit painful. But when you're talking about all your financial data, all your accounting history, all your production history, things like that, that's a big deal. That's stuff you really can't lose. So that's one of the painful experiences that we have encountered with SaaS products. And also the web client interface. The industry is shifting away from this thought that an ERP has to be a true web client. Any power user is going to tell you that